Welcome to my channel and the KCC 13 January giveaway hop. Come along and join us. Here we go. And here is a list of all our amazing sponsors. You can see more on Kendra's website, and I'll have that link down below. So I have been tasked to do sketches 11 and 12 here, and the exciting part is these are in collaboration with Crafty Owl and her sheet loads of cards. So this is a really cool quarter. And this here is kind of how I organize my card challenges, because I do all 15 cards. So I cut all my papers that I need and I put them in these little plastic sleeves. So I'm going to start with the sketch 11 here. And I'm just going to pull out all the parts. That big part is just support for my plastic baggie so it doesn't rip. These are all the parts that I'm going to need, and I'm going to need a card base. And I do like to start with a card base. These can go directly onto the card because they are sized at 5.5 by 4 1/4. But I really like to start on something. I just as soon glue it down to a card base than try and manipulate everything on a folded piece of paper. So that's just me. I'm going to go ahead and glue down these two parts that are shown in the sketch. So there's one on each side. And I'm just using my Barely Arts glue, so I have a little bit of wiggle room. I can make sure I get that straight. And I am going to lay this kind of straight on a straight line here on my little craft mat, just so I can be sure that I have this nice and straight. And I'll trim off any excess, so I'm not worried about that. The measurement was a little less than 6 inches. Well, it was 5.5 inches, and I just left the extra 1/2 inch on and said, man, I'll do that later. You know how we get. Let's procrastinate when we can. And here I got lazy and I didn't line that up, but it's still lined up just fine. So I've got all those down, and I thought that I'd mention here that this hop has a special giveaway. And there's a giveaway form down below. And the neat part about this giveaway, it is a giveaway from one of our super sponsors, is that you, in the giveaway prize claim form, or in the prize form, link down below, you'll have to mention the giveaway phrase. And the phrase for this giveaway is, I'll give it to you at the end of the video. So, I'm going to go ahead and just trim these all down now, make sure they're all nice and even. I'm so excited to be on the Kendra's Card Challenge video team for this quarter, and maybe next quarter. I forget. I forgot what the term was, whether it was 6 months or 3 months, but I'm super excited. So now I've got my centerpiece of paper, but I want something fancy on there. Let's see, we got to get that centered and make sure that it's all the way to the top, or as close to the top as we can get. Oh, actually, this isn't the one. This is the plain one. I do something on the next one. So I chose some papers, favorite papers from my stash. And I chose that as a theme for all 15 cards, but we're going to use it as the theme for these two because these are part of the 15, right? If you're not already a patron of Kendra, you can learn more about her Patreon and all the wonderful benefits of being a member from her webpage, which I'll have listed below. So I went ahead and used that piercing plate here for this piece. Whoops, there's a little stringy thingy up there. Just to add some interest to it. And I'm going to pop that up on some 1mm foam tape. So you can download the free challenge, and the challenge is 15 cards, and you can enter it on Kendra's Facebook group once every month. So you can do 15 cards and enter them in the gallery. You do need to put take a picture of all 15 of them together, one photo, and you also need to mention the where you live, if you're in the U.S., what state, or abroad, so that she can select prizes accordingly from our sponsors and our super sponsors. I will get that spit out. Okay, so I've got this foam tape. I don't know where I got this foam tape, to be honest with you. It's kind of hard to peel the backer off, and to me, that's a game changer. If it's easy to peel the backer off, I'm a happy camper, because half the time I don't have any nails, so it's hard for me to grab it. So the deadline to enter for the challenge is January 12th. And you'll have all of the hoppers, and I'll list all the hoppers down below. You have a chance to win with every hopper. So make sure to watch their videos too, and fill out the prize form with the secret phrase. All right, so I'm ready to go ahead and put this down onto a card base, and I'm going to put it on a top folding card base. And I've already pre-made all my card bases for this. I get myself ready, and then I create. So I kind of do the fundamental basics, and then I move from there and make decisions on how I want to do my cards. And you're not, locked into the exact layout that you see. We all change them up, and you'll see in my next card, this one pretty much sticks to the layout. And the next one does too, but there are some twists, and that's what we like. And that's why we're all hopping today, so that you can see all 15 cards made and our approaches to making them. So I'm going to go ahead and put this piece down as according to the sketch. And then I have, from my stash, I have this thanks die with the shadow die. And I cut 3 of the shadow die because I want this nice and sturdy, because it's going to be kind of hanging over both edges. And so I'll glue all 3 of these together. And I do this in the second card with a different one, but I don't show myself doing it. So you get to see it once, and once you've seen it, right? So again, I'm going to use my Barely Arts glue, so I have wiggle room. And I can make sure and get those on there nice and straight. And this is 110-pound cardstock that I'm working with here. So we've got a total of 330 pounds once I get it all together. And I couldn't tell you what exactly that means in paper terms, but it's thick. It means that. Oh boy. So I'll get these all stuck together here. And then I'll go ahead and stick down the word, which I cut out of some black mirror cardstock, because I think it just adds a great contrast. I'm just putting not a ton of glue on this part because I don't want it to ooze out on my mirror cardstock. And then I'll go ahead and just place that down on its shadow layer. Make sure it's good in place. Make sure I'm not moving it while I'm trying to press it down. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to set something heavy on it, something flat and heavy, so that it can dry while I do the rest part of the card. So I have from my stash cut from multiple colors of paper a bunch of leaves and a bunch of flowers, because I'm in the mood for flowers, that's why. So that's what I did. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down to that piece per the sketch. And it's not even all the way around, so it goes end to end on the right and left, and on the top and bottom it's got about scant 1/8 inch of a border. And I will glue that flat down too, because everything else that's coming on this card is going to be dimensional pretty much. So we've already got that little bit of dimension on that center panel. And there we go. So I'm just going to kind of lay everything out the way that I feel like I want it. And I'm just choosing, random flowers. And then putting my things down and auditioning and seeing what else needs to happen. Okay, I'm happy with flowers, but I'm not so sure about that one leaf. It might be a little bit long. Yeah, I think we'll live with it. So I put some mint tape down on top of all of it so I can kind of glue them together with each other and keep them together. But I should have given them a chance to dry there because my mint tape is pulling them all up on me. And then, okay, I'm going to go ahead and add glue to all the flowers and everything that's there. And then I'll glue it all down with the things. I will pop the ends up a little bit because, you know, we've got all that dimension there. And there we've got our things. Look, I know I need thank you cards. And here's the sketch. And there's the card. And I added some bling. And here it is with, you know, kind of a coordinating envelope. So let's get on with the next one. So this one is sketch number 12. So I'm going to get out all my papers that I need for sketch number 12. And you're going to see a little magic trick here because I probably put wrong things in wrong bags. And you might do that too, and it's fine. But I'm going to... So you see, I ran that through that little swirly plate again. And then I've got my pieces here. But if you notice, the background piece is a little bit different color than what you saw in the bag. The reason for that is I cut it the wrong size. So I just cut a new one. I'll use it. I'll use every bit of my scrap, so I'm not even worried about that. Let's go ahead and get these two pieces glued down. So looks like you've got one side by side, and then you've got a long one across the bottom. And these are all from a coordinating paper pad. So it's kind of a rainbow paper pad. Let's get that on there straight. That's that's the most challenging part, is just getting things straight. But yeah, we got it. And it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. I mean, come on. It's a handmade card. And that's going to get popped up onto that background. So let's get that background glued down. And I am going to use regular glue. I'm kind of not a big user of those sticky roller things. I like wet glue. I like the ability to move stuff around. And also, you know, I mean, you can always trim it off if it isn't completely straight on there, but I'm super picky about things being straight, so I will come through here and make sure I don't have any white showing through. Nothing I can do about the back edge. It has to be white unless I used a yellow card base. So that's fine. And I love this little swirly pattern. So then I'm going to go ahead and just tape my card shut so it's easier to work with. And I'm going to pop this guy up. And I will use the, instead of using foam tape, I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple of pieces of this 110-pound cardstock and glue them together. Just a little bit smaller than that rectangle. And then glue them to the rectangle. So it pops up just slightly, nothing heavy or major. Okay, so we set that aside to dry, and now I'm popping this down onto that card base. And there I've got my yellow circle, as per the sketch, but I'm going to do stuff to the circle. I'm going to add some more of those flowers from my stash. And I'm just kind of throwing them in here willy-nilly, randomly, until I'm happy with the placement of all the flowers and where my little, this one says just a note. So when I did it the exact same way I did the other one, I think I need a little bit more green. Might need one more flower, and that green was just too long for me, so I trimmed it down. Yeah, okay. I'm happy with the placement of all of that, so I'll go ahead and use my mint tape and tape it all down, and then I'm just going to tuck glue inside of there, gluing it down to the little circle. And sometimes I get impatient and I don't wait for my glue to set. That's where our glitter glue is great, but I want that ability to move my stuff. So I'll then just glue down this just a note right onto that circle. And then I will pop this up on, again, I think the 1mm foam tape. And I'm just going to put a few pieces down. This paper is only about 80 pounds, so you want to make sure it has plenty of support. And this is just about it for our card. So my secret phrase that you need to put in the prize form is whimsy stamps. Whimsy stamps is my secret phrase. So they're one of our super sponsors, and each of us will be mentioning one of our super sponsors as our secret phrase. So don't forget, because you're going to need to enter that, and I hate for you to have to come back. And so then I'll pair this up with an envelope. I don't know if I want a yellow one. Maybe I'm going to end up with a pink one, but here's the 2 cards. And I did add the bling at the end of the other one, but I'm not adding any extra bling to this one. You could add like some of those flowers or greenery or something on the inside if you wanted to. And, generally I'll do that kind of stuff before I send it off because I'm never sure where it's going to go. But that's that, right? So here we go. That's the end of the video. Here's sketch 11. As per instructions, and here's my version of sketch 11, and then here's sketch 12, and here's my version of sketch 12. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.